We're here for class today. It's day 2 of the Phase 1 Reboot class. The students are just working on seated position work. Sammy, how does it feel on your posture?
Probably have my foot under my knee.
Sure. But change it in any way that works for you. And your knees on the mat, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever wind up in a situation where your mat isn't big enough, you're going to have towels, blankets. You better put those down around the mat to give you more cushion so you can move around as well. How's the pressure, Geneva?
It's good. It could be more.
Are you
I feel like the shoulder's really stuck.
Okay. And that's where I would probably begin the mobilization process and seated, and then move on to something in either side lying or reclined to help open that shoulder blade up. What glues the shoulder blade to the back, to the rib cage? Yeah. And then how do you wind up working subscap? Usually that's how I would do it. But do you see how you quickly transition from one position to another? You going back to the knee again? There you go. No, that's exactly it. I want you to have some degree of improvisation. I don't want you to stick just with the sequence.
I'm asking if is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
I guess pulling on the scapula like that would work the subscap as well, because you're kind of...
The subscap is attached, so you are going to work stuff as you move the shoulder blade around. It all depends on using that primary position to access whatever you want to go for personally. In other words, it depends on what they're having problems with, what you're going to use. So, do you like the full fist like that, or do you like the flat knuckles? Yours will be different than mine, so you tell me. Are you able to get a forearm or an elbow there?
Yeah.
You tell me. So with your left hand, if you reach around her shoulder a bit more, can you pull her back and into you? That may work. You tell me. How are the body mechanics? Does it feel comfortable?
Yeah, it feels good. It's not hitting anything.
As long as you're not choking her out.
Oh, you might be using a little. What's the thing you did lay down, Robert?
Which one?
With the
Shoulder blade? So
Oh, that's right.
if you bring her hand to her opposite shoulder and then press down around the elbow at the humerus, what you're doing first is you're mobilizing her shoulder blade, but actually use your hand. There you go. So rock her, and I'm going to come over real quick. Can you scoot? There you go. Just like that.
but really in her shoulder blade.
So what you're doing is you're pushing her down and over. You're mobilizing the shoulder blade, right?
Okay.
The back of your hand is resting on the mat. And what you're doing is you're rocking her onto your fingers.
Yeah.
Rhomboids, paraspinals.
Yeah, that's good.
Too much, Geneva? Okay. Give him feedback if it's too sharp. Does it need to change position?
It needs to go up that way.
Yeah.
Before you lay down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Long term, I try to create a situation where the client communicates with me verbally, because that means that they're going to get a better session. I'm not afraid of having the client communicate to me verbally. They want pressure here, they want pressure there. I try to create as much of an opening and an open space to accommodate that.
Is that too broad, or do you think that's...
So that's going to be more broad. If you turn your foot inside, there you go. That's probably going to be sharper.
I think the other
Oh, really? The angle? Okay. Her knees are shaped different, so try it that way again.
I think it's because my knees are strong.
Totally fine. I know it's sharper for me, but some people are different.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. I feel like a clicking noise. Do you feel that?
Is that the shoulder blade rolling back and forth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's not good.
Yeah. I thought I might have been kind of pushing your arm. It's gonna sound weird, but kind of in and out of the socket. It's probably not what's going on, but that's very close.
So try the arm bar. At least that's what I call it. I think that's what it is. There you go. There you go.
Where am I pulling her exactly? Do I pull her on top of me? or
Normally,
pull
when
her-
I'm pulling, it's going to increase the pressure where I'm pulling her onto my knee, and then it gives me the ability to rotate her humerus. I'm accessing part of her infraspinatus and part of her rotator cuff there. But Kimberly, you give her feedback. Do you like that more or less?
It feels good on the arm.
Yeah.
It is intense, but I don't really feel much on my rhomboids anymore.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if your rhomboids are sore tomorrow.
I feel like I'm lifting her up off my knee when I do this.
Okay.
Which is probably just.
So change the angle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's almost like it's a primary position, but I'm then giving you additional options, right?
There's just not very much pressure on my rhomboids.
Yeah, I feel like this is the best position for my particular body. Maybe if I do my buttocks. I wonder if I can. You or it's
Just
too
the one where
jerky.
where you stick your fingers up underneath the shoulder blade.
Yep. So if you're trying to go, yeah, I would allow her arm to rest. You can also bring the hand over to the opposite shoulder. It's an option. It changes the position slightly, but what gives you a better handle? So in addition to fingers, can you try flat knuckles? Usually I do 2 because that seems to work for me. But you tell me what works best. You can also try using the side of your hand.
I was feeling in the back of my neck.
Flat knuckles, yeah.
Do you reach your fingers up underneath there? Or
You
are
you
just
can
using
as
that-
well. You can as well. I'm just trying to give alternate options for your
Okay.
hands because I don't want you to wear your hands
Same
out.
thing.
Yeah, if I decide that you need more pressure into the rhomboids, into your thoracic paraspinals, we can use other tools like our knee, right? Because she can come back up, she can go in and do some spot work and feel with her hands, and then she can decide, oh, he needs more pressure with a knee, and then bring you up and bring you into that.
Just intense. Just the pressure and that
That's awesome.
And that's also why Time Massage Jam is so much fun, because I get to unleash it on the public and allow them to experience the work. How do you guys feel about the hug, that kind of grip across the chest? I think it's good. It's more intimate, right? Because it does get to the point where you feel like you're hugging. It feels like you're hugging the receiver. But clients, once they're comfortable and secure with this, it feels very secure, very comfortable. What I'll tell people sometimes is it feels like the best sessions are when I pick up the client and rock them like a baby in mama's arms. Because there's that almost full body contact where you're moving them around. There you go. Are you using your knuckles? Cool. Is it working?
Yeah, I think it's working.
You tell me. As long as it works for your hand, that's exactly what I want.
I was a little scared.
Though why don't you do this for me? Try switching hands. Put the.
I did this hand on the
It
other
didn't
side.
work?
No, it worked.
Oh,
on the
okay.
other side.
That's fine. I would normally do it the opposite hand, but you tell me.
I think it's because I can like lean on like that. I just have to get that position right.
And rock her on. There you go.
I don't think I'm far enough in the center.
And give her feedback, Kimberly, if you'd like her to be higher or lower.
It just doesn't feel like the other side. It's
Yeah.
just not that intensity.
How's that? Oh, did I push you down on it last time?
Just dragging him around.
That's just crazy.
Does that feel right? Struggling. Let me try this time. Maybe I was just a little close.
Oh, is it?
Well, it's not now. I mean, I injured it like in '97. Carrying a piano.
Should I stay still?
It feels a lot better these days, but from yoga, it takes a long time. It's a horrible time.
You were right. Switching hands worked.
Okay.
12 years.
It'll be different for different people. And it's really not a matter of it being wrong. It's just that sometimes biomechanically it's going to work better a certain way. And when I say that, what I mean is sometimes it's the receiver and sometimes it's me as the giver. In other words, I have to change things depending on the size and proportions of the person's body compared to mine. Long term, you try to do really effective work with no strain. Flat knuckles.
Right here.
Yep.
It's funny because it's like all the jiggling is like low temples getting a little light too, you know?
The jiggling does what?
It feels good.
Yeah. The passive mobilization.
Huh.
There's something where, let's say I'm going to work on someone's low back. Instead of pressing into their paraspinals, I can pick up their legs, I can mobilize them, and what happens is I'm not touching the area where they feel pain. What I'm doing is I'm reaching down into their hips and into their pelvic bowl by using the legs as a handle to then slowly open those structures that are causing tension in the lumbar spine. There you go. And I like how you're improvising with the hand, changing the grip depending on what feels best, right?
How the heel of your hand, you're
Yeah.
Oh,
Feels like it's a lot easier to get under your scapula.
oh.
In just a minute, Geneva, I'm going to have you hold this. I'm going to continue to work on him and demonstrate something.
Okay.
And then after we demonstrate that, then I'm going to have you guys repeat that portion. Because he likes this shoulder blade opening. And because of his body size, I'd like to demonstrate this. How does that feel?
It feels good.
Good? Is she dead center along your spine?
No.
No? She doesn't have to be. I'm just asking.
A little bit more on the
Okay.
legs.
Does it feel like much pressure on your spine?
It hurts a little bit on the healing process.
Okay. There you go.
I do that.
Okay. Geneva, can you hold this real quick? You can sit on the chair there. Makes sense? You can sit down. So scoot forward for me just a little bit. Here. Oh, yeah. So you guys are going to want to watch this, okay? So this is what's not in the workbook. This will probably be in the next one. So we were opening up his shoulder blades. He's a little bit larger. It's easier for me to demonstrate this because I can work with his body size. Some of you might have to fudge this. It might not quite work, but we're going to walk you through it, okay? So he likes when his shoulder blades, you liked people getting under your shoulder blades, right?
Yes.
So here's what's going to happen. Head back for me. There you go. Now I am the yoga prop. So my feet now are doing the work, right? He likes that spot.
This.
No, I don't need that. Now, do you understand why I get frustrated when massage therapists keep telling me their hands hurt? How's that?
Amazing.
Yeah. I basically just took my toes and pressed down his spine. And the thing is, everybody's falling forward all day. What does this do?
Opens up the chest.
It allows them to fall open in the same way we used the foam roll yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, my toes are underneath. My feet are digging underneath each shoulder blade. Side to side, side to side. Okay? Now, I decide I want to give him a little more traction. Right? I decide I want to give him some length in the neck. Pressure's okay?
It's great.
Then, give him some to the other side. If I decide, I can give a little pressure with the fingers.
That looks delicious.
It's amazing.
It is. Trust me. This is basically worth the cost of class.
Oh no.
Oh, it's tight right there. I felt
Yeah,
more
it
tension.
is.
And I can keep him here for a little time. I can just slide the thumb right along there. And then I can let him rest back again. Now, he's opened up a bit through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift him up. This takes pressure off of my toes. If your toes are tight enough, you might not be able to do this. I'm reaching higher. Under his shoulder blade still. I'm letting him fall back. How's that there?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Now, push him on my feet. So my feet are very flexible. I do this all the time. My toes bend back easily. If it's uncomfortable on your feet, you're going to change it. You're going to do it a different way. You might even use the tops of your feet. He's not going to get quite as much of an oomph through the back bend, but you can't hurt yourself, right?
That's amazing.
There we go. Big in breath for me. And exhale. And when I shake him back and forth, I'm digging the toes comfortably underneath the shoulder blade. Sorry, that was up. Get your hand. There you go. Now, if I'm working on a female, this is pretty common. I'll come in and do this, and then I can work the pecs. Just to open this, right? But now, as I'm pressing down underneath. Now that's ringtone.
It's just me moaning.
I know you're such you're a funny receiver.
Oh, I love it.
I've got him propped, okay? If I don't like that much height, I can take this out, and I am going to support him. So like the reason I like using these blankets is I can change these, okay? I can change the height to something that's going to fit. Head back for me. There. Now, when I bring my knees up, you see how it lifts his head? I'm able to mobilize through here. The ball pads of my feet are pressing right into that stuff at trapezius. What I just did is press more on the right side, right there. How's that?
Right.
Yeah. And then the left. And then massage therapists complain to me all day that their hands hurt. And I try to teach them, and they get irritated because what? I give them free stuff on YouTube? Really? Facebook Live is the future. Now, more left side. I'm going to lift him just a little bit. Now, do you see the minutia of like if I start moving my right leg, he gets a little jostle through his neck, but it's all hands free. It's real common for me to go in and work, and I don't hurt my hand, but I get fatigued, and then I back off and do another one that allows me to move. Right there, pressing the right ball pad of my foot on the left trap towards the levator scapula right there. If I want to lift him, I can lift him up like that. I can change the angle, I can change the vector pressure. This is fairly common. I'll come in, and if I lift him up again, check this out. I can lift him up, slowly walk him around.
Does that feel good?
And I'm gonna give him another. Back through here. There we go.
Feels amazing.
Now, if I want to strip the paraspinals, I can this way. I can form this grip right at the suboccipitals on this side. How's that? Oh, it's amazing. Now, I'm going to press on this side, and I'm going to pull him into my hand with the traction. Right? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then opposite side. Ooh, this one's tight. Right there. There we go. If I want to stretch both, now I can simultaneously push to kind of lengthen, right? Just a little. I'm always going within what he can take. Because I can't see his facial expression, I'm likely to ask. Take a big in breath for me. Exhale, tuck your chin gently. There you go. And in his case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step him up just a little. Bring him up. I got you. And then I'm going to let him fall back. Now, like this. Good transition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some people feel more comfortable. They'll cross the legs and put a pillow in their lap so that the person's head's resting in their lap. If you want to finish that way, it's a good way. Oh, right there.
Yeah.
But now I have more support because my forearm can rest right there. Right there. Now, if you had shoes, let's say I was doing this exact same thing, but it didn't have my legs underneath you. How would it feel different?
My shoulders wouldn't be.
Wouldn't be lifted,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I kind of like this because it
I
feels
like
a little more intimate, right? I'm a little more in your space.
Mhm.
Is that the goal?
No, not necessarily. But there's more passive body contact. And here's the thing: if I decide to walk out, I just do this. I'll bring his arms down. I can walk him out, bring his arms down. But I think this feels way less intimate, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I could still do this.
Yeah.
And even that passive body contact, like I talked about, right there. Holy moly. Holy moly. Now, all of this stuff through the neck. All this mobility. Yeah. And I go, oh, right there. Oh, right there. tons of playfulness, right?
That's awesome.
You just have to be a little more gentle with the neck
Mm-hmm.
and not quite so forceful, right? Especially not rapid movements. There we go. I would do some of these probably. What do you say? You guys want to try those? Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, even if you don't have them right now, feel free to contact and say hello. We're going to release more content over time so you can see some of those again. Thank you for tuning in.